Good evening and welcome to the XWP Tonight Show. When it comes to publishing, tracking, analyzing, and optimizing the content you produce is all part of the game. No one wants to invest hours creating and then for their article to slowly fade. But figuring out how to keep the fire burning, well, that can be a challenge with many of the analytic tools in the market. Enter stage Parsley. Parsley gives content and marketing teams an easy way to visualize the performance of their content across all their platforms and channels in one place, giving them the inside scoop on exactly how to best engage with their readers and allowing them to drive content performance where it matters. And now, with Parsley being part of the Automatic family of products, the performance and support is better than ever. I'm here today with John Levitt. He's the General Manager of Customer Success at Parsley, an important service from WordPress VIP. Hi John, it's great to see you. Welcome to the show.
It's great to be here. Thanks for having me, Amit.
To begin with, can you tell us a bit about Parsley, how it helps marketing teams analyze and optimize their content performance?
Parsley is a content analytics company. We're owned by WordPress VIP. We work with large publishers, we work with enterprise marketers, and really what we do is we make analytics easy for them. Many of the viewers of this may have struggled at some point in time with Google Analytics, trying to struggle through and find the right reports to run. And that friction is really one of the barriers that we are kind of eliminating through the platform that we've created. There's a couple ways that we do this. One is just by structuring our analytics in really intuitive ways based on the underlying metadata or structure of the content itself or the web pages itself. So that could be things like who wrote the content, what is the target audience for the content, what topics is it discussing, what type of page is it. All of those elements can be used to structure data in really consistent and meaningful ways for end users. And so that's what we really try to bring together for our customers, making it easy for them to self-serve those insights and answer questions that are really important for the business and the strategy that they're implementing.
At XWP, we work with a lot of high traffic publishers. How can Parsley help large teams manage their content workflow?
High traffic publishers like News Corp, like USA Today, like Condé Nast, like McClatchy, these are like the core set of customers that we've been working with for almost 12 years now. When you think about it, each newsroom probably has hundreds of people creating thousands of articles that's reaching millions, if not more. That gets really complex, especially when you then layer on, well, they're writing all these different types and formats. That content is being distributed across dozens, if not hundreds of different places on the web, different devices, different platforms, aggregators. It's just a really complex environment to navigate through. And these teams generally only have a handful of analysts that are responsible for data within those organizations. That's asking a lot of those people. We're able to take a huge burden off of those small analytics teams and have them focus way more on analytics and strategy and way less on sending out and distributing reports that if the right tool was enabling those newsrooms and those audience teams, they could just find it themselves, and changes the whole dynamic of the conversation between analytics and strategy teams and the newsrooms that are executing on the ground.
That's interesting. What are the differences between what Parsley offers and like the standard Google Analytics setup?
There are some things that we do differently from a data perspective. There are some things we do different from automatically tagging and creating taxonomies for content that, is being published through our system. Those things are, nice differentiators, but really like the ease of use of the platform, specifically as it's tailor-made for content people, marketing people, and not just being a generic web analytics tool that's meant for analysts and data scientists. That ease of use, that frictionless experience just opens a ton of doors within these organizations where you find solutions bubbling up from places that you wouldn't expect to otherwise. It makes the organization more efficient. It allows people to spend their time much more efficiently and effectively. And that ranges from reporters in a newsroom or content marketers that are, on the front lines creating those content that can create experiments and immediately measure how their work is performing in the field, all the way up through top executives that need to understand very quickly what's happening. Is this good? Is this bad? What next action do I need to take across my team? There's tons of course, like product details that we could get into, but really it's that like higher level, just understanding of what happens when you make data and insights really efficient, easy, and accessible for an organization broadly versus withholding it to a small number of people that know how to use it.
What results have you seen from large businesses using Parsley?
The key things are always, can it help us save money, spend less time? Can it help us make more money? Those are very common, high level. And we talked about a little bit already how we do that on the efficiency side. It's making sure the right people have the right information and insights to make the right decisions without having to run around and try to figure things out. HelloFresh is one of our customers, and their content team's rather small, but came to a realization through Parsley that certain types of recipes, certain types of ingredients were more interesting for people that were coming to their site and learning about their products. That actually caused them to make changes to what they were putting in their recipes and what they were shipping out in their boxes. And that had impact on how much people were ordering and how much people were renewing. So So like very strong connection in that case to content, marketing, and product and revenue. There's all types of examples like that. Whether you're a marketer, whether you're a content publisher, you have to be really precise and understand the things that you're doing and the effect that they're having on the business and with your audience. With journalists in particular too, sometimes it's not like revenue is maybe not the most important thing that's driving that person's interest, but informing their community is really important. So that real-time audience feedback that you can get is really empowering, it's really motivating, and it does help people really do their best work.
For some big publishers, they've got masses of content that is spread across a number of years. For example, when XWP was migrating Rolling Stone, we were dealing with content libraries that span more than 20 years. How does Parse.ly handle historical data?
Really well, and it's funny because I think my last answer was talking a little bit about our real-time data capabilities, which is sometimes one of the more attractive things about what we offer, because the platform is extremely real-time as things are happening on the site. You can see it happening in your dashboard or the other products that we offer, but the ability to look over time and see over the last several months, even over the last several years, what has been happening, what is the performance, what are the trends, what are the insights, and not having to wait 5 minutes for a query to finish running, but actually getting to see it in a matter of a few seconds. Super empowering, again, for people to feel inspired to ask questions and know that they can get answers to them really quickly without having to spin a bunch of cycles and waste a bunch of time. So regardless of when the content was first published, you'll see that information inside Parse.ly's products, and you will be able to look back over whatever custom period is super interesting and understand how things are performing, whether there's an increase or a decline in search on evergreen content. That's a very common use case, especially for certain types of corporate marketers and publishers. And one of the strongest ways that you can use Parse.ly to build that baseline of performance over time versus having to constantly rely on creating new content, new campaigns, new promotion, that can be a real inhibitor to like longer term growth. So the historical piece, I would say, even more important than real time in a lot of cases.
On that word performance, we find that a lot of tools used for analytics actually have unfortunate side effects on load times. With Parse.ly, this isn't the case. Can you talk a little bit about how that works?
There is a JavaScript tracker that is installed on the site. It's an async loading tracker, and generally it can load after everything else that's mission critical to rendering the site. I think often when you see issues with JavaScript trackers and slowing things down or breaking things, that can be in like an ad tech category of product where it's like going out and fetching so many things from so many different places. That's not the world that we're in. We're basically here just to collect data on your own site, your own visitors. It's a very, quick, low-weight process that we implement on the customer sites.
Parse.ly is now part of the WordPress VIP family of products, and XWP has actually been a gold VIP agency for more than 8 years. In fact, we're really proud to have just received the Innovator Award for our work with Parse.ly. Can you tell us a bit about how these two fantastic brands came together?
Yeah, and congratulations, by the way. Last February, Parse.ly was acquired by WordPress VIP, so it was February 2021. Really, it was just recognition across both teams. We had been working together with the VIP team on the partnership side, mutual customers, working on technology integrations, building out our WordPress plugin to be more effective with the joint customers that we had. It was just a very obvious thing to join the two together, right? Like you publish a new page on the web and you want to see how it performs. That's the first thing. CMS analytics, they're just like extremely connected together. We also just saw a lot of potential with the WordPress plugin that we had already developed, which enables integration a lot faster. One thing that we see from a lot of teams that we work with is early in the process, they get a little scared and they're like, well, I don't know if we have the development resources to actually implement a tool like this. And when we can answer and just say, well, don't worry, we just have to turn on the plugin. We can help you with that. It can be quite quick. Again, really empowering for these teams that feel inhibited by lack of resources to suddenly burst out of that and feel like they can accomplish what they need to. That was a big part of it. And we're now at the stage of introducing a lot more of Parse.ly into the WordPress experience, which is pretty exciting. So we have this mentality that Parse.ly is a great option for any site, regardless of which platform they're running. But it's really best when it's running on WordPress VIP because the experience you get is continually going to be enhanced and providing unique solutions for our WordPress VIP customers.
For XWP, we find that our role with our clients is to be their trusted advisor, to recommend things that will benefit to their business. And it's so exciting to be now working with Parse.ly, something that we truly believe will provide great benefit to support their business and their growth.
It's been great working with your team. We also like to align with experts and perceive that if we are not working with people that we wouldn't trust to guide our customers in the right way, then we're working with the wrong people. So amazing working with you all and your team, and excited to continue doing so in the near future.
Thank you, John. It's been a pleasure to speak to you, and we look forward to many projects together.
Likewise. Thank you for having me.
Thank you, everyone. We'll see you next time.